here today at Trawden Forest Community Centre. Today has been the grand opening of their new shop, a shop that has particularly got an ecological, ethical message behind it. Lots of interesting products to see. Let's have a look round. One of the key people who's been involved in the opening of this shop is Stephen Wilcock, who's Chair of Trustees. So what was it about this location and that really cried out for a shop?
The last shop in the village closed nearly 3 years ago. The library closed 2 years ago, and the children's centre also 3 years ago, and this building was standing empty. It was owned by the county council and they were looking for a community group to possibly take it over. The other option would have been to demolish it and build houses on this site. So as the community centre is next door, we put in a bid and a business plan, and I'm pleased to say we were successful. And it took us 2.5 years to negotiate a suitable deal with the county council, and we now have the building on a 125-year lease. We're not paying any rent; it's rent-free. So here we are with a much-needed facility in the village. It's been sorely missed. There are a lot of elderly and a lot of isolated people. Trawden's a wide rural community, a lot of farms. Geographically we're actually bigger than Burnley, and so if we in Trawden run out of a pint of milk, we've had to drive to Colne to get one.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Bit of a trek that, isn't
yes,
it?
Yeah.
So particularly really interesting is this corner of the shop, I believe you're calling the filling station.
We are, yes. We decided if we're opening a shop, we don't want to just be a common garden, run-of-the-mill little convenience store. For people to use it, it's got to be something a bit different. And so this is a filling station, which we feel is very much the way forward. There's certainly a movement towards these things. So all the dried products here that you can buy, pulses, flours, pastas, muesli, cereals, all around there. Below that we have coffee beans, which we can grind in-house for you. Different teas as well, all bought loose, and you can measure them here on our little filling station table, which is a recycled door. I think in addition to that, I can just show behind you, we've got these vats of oils and vinegars, which are all produced in Lancashire. So again, you can either bring your own bottle or jar and fill it here at the filling station, or we have a wide range of glass jars and glass bottles here. All the jars were actually made in Yorkshire. We've tried to keep things as near as possible to Trawden.
Can you tell me, why is it important to you to sort of have this ethical concept behind the shop?
Well, we feel that there is a growing movement for this. We're trying to eliminate as much single-use plastic as we possibly can, and we feel that by having this hopper system and this jar system, people can buy small quantities. So if somebody's making a cake, for instance, rather than having to buy 2 pounds of sultanas, they can buy the exact quantity that might be in their recipe and measure it out here with no waste, rather than being stuck in a cupboard until it goes out of date.
That's great. Is there anything like this in the local area?
Not as far as we're aware of. No, there's one in Ramsbottom which was featured on local TV recently, and we took advice from them, we visited them, and in fact all these hoppers have come from the same suppliers that they used, so they were very good advisors to us. But as far as we know, there's nothing else in this area at all.
And how do you think the shop's going to be? Is it going to be used by sort of local people, or do you think you're going to attract a wider audience?
I think we'll be a little bit destinational, because we've got the library in the other half of the building, which is sort of half refurb, but is open. We view that as a community room or the community hub where you can come in the shop, do your shopping, buy a newspaper, buy a coffee from our coffee machine, take it into the library. There'll be comfortable seating in there, meet your friends, sit and read your paper, or take out a book.
What do you think about the idea of opening this shop?
Yes, I think it's a good idea because everybody's so supportive of it and they're needed somewhere because they're out on a limb really here. So they do need this, something like this, where everybody can just bob in and they can have a tea and coffee and a natter and the library again. And then if they want a present for somebody, all those lovely wines, chocolates, all sorts of lovely things. I believe it's great.
Isn't it? And what do you think about all this sort of the idea of sustainable shopping and being
I'm all for it. I think you've got to be nowadays, haven't you? And I like the way they supply the little net bags with the vegetables, because you can bring them back every time, can't you? They use them, reuse everything. That's what it's all about now, isn't it?